Came through drippin', drip drip. Came through drippin', drip drip. Came through drippin', drip drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', drip drip. Came through drippin', drip drip. Came through drippin', drip drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice.
Came through drippin', drip drip. Came through drippin', drip drip. Came through drippin', drip drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin'.
Valencia King here, and welcome back to Real Talk Sports. As always, I just want to say thank you, first of all, for joining us on this edition as we talk about the Dallas Mavericks getting a win in one of their final home games for this NBA season, as they won't be making the playoffs this year, but they got a win against a team who is still trying to secure that third spot in the Western Conference standings as they head into the postseason, and that team is the Portland Trail Blazers. Now tonight, like I said, the Dallas Mavericks got the win. It really came down to their offense because Portland didn't have too much defense to defend against all the threes that the Dallas Mavericks were hitting tonight. We actually made 17 of 44 threes, which is quite a lot. If you want to do 17 times 3, go ahead, do the math. Oh, wait. Exactly. So the final score was 109 to 115. We got a chance to hear from head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, Terry Scott, and he ultimately just said it was a bad game for the Trail Blazers.
That was a bad loss. Hats off to Dallas. They played hard. A lot of their guys came in and were effective, but that was a bad loss for us. We didn't do the things defensively, particularly in the first half. We didn't play with the urgency defensively to have an impact. Obviously, we didn't shoot the ball, but I think that's kind of a mindset as well. No excuses. We didn't play well, and we need to play better.
Coach, would you like to see more attempts from Dirk inside? I feel that was a
The game was the game. I mean, Nurk gets his attempts. You know, we post him up a couple times. We play our game. We had a lot of good looks at threes. I don't necessarily second guess that.
What particularly defensively were they able to do that?
We gave them too many open looks from threes. We had miscommunication on pick and roll coverages. We didn't get back for a team that doesn't run very much, like 27th in pace. We gave up too many transition points. Just didn't play well.
Not often that's happened this year.
No, I told the team it's very disappointing that now's not the time. That we've been a very, very good team for 2 or 3 months, and but this game on the heels of losing at Memphis and our poor first half against Memphis at home, I don't know. We'll watch the video, but I don't know if it's mindset or not. But it's not going to be easy the rest of the way. So we got to understand that.
The Dallas Mavericks were the first stop as the Portland Trail Blazers go on their last road trip of this NBA season. You'll hear from their starting center who knows that there is no small victories and every game they have remaining is a must-win.
I don't know. I mean, I feel just we need to understand how important those games are. And I thought we were going to make a run like we always do, but we didn't. So it's just, we need to learn from that, especially, playoffs is on the corner. So we need to play better basketball. We, whole year pretty much do.
Early on, you were a force. You're getting good post position. Then we didn't see it. Why not?
I mean, I'm not worried about that. I mean, all I'm worried is winning. And obviously, we didn't do it tonight. So I'm not complaining about touches. And, I know I'm going to get some point, maybe one game not, but next time I did, so can't complain about one game. But I think like a team, we didn't play it really well, and we was so much playing about Dane, what he's gonna do, and we need to be more consistent with help, especially right now. Our defense without Ed and second unit a little bit different, so we need to understand that's who we are and that's what we have, and it's gonna be important to see next couple of games.
Talk about those next couple games. I mean, pretty daunting task. How would you describe what's in front of you guys?
It's great test. I think we have a Houston a couple of times, and they kind of win their game. So we're really looking forward for good games, and we can wait.
What happened to the team defensively? 115 points, and 65 of those were in the second half.
I think just we didn't probably expect, but either way, that's a bad game. It's on us. We didn't guard. That's the end of the day. We didn't guard. We didn't stop. They make shots. some tough ones, some not, but we didn't have like in one quarter three stops in a row, so which is bad for us.
You look at this as just a missed opportunity and a chance to solidify that third spot, which is what you guys are going after.
Nah, we're looking for a bad lose. We just give away one, what we're not doing. And when you give away, you need to give another one. So we have a long trip. We're going to try to get all of them next one. So we go game by game. So we're going to see what can happen.
Starting center for the Portland Trailblazers, Nurkic knows there is no small victories, and these final remaining games are all must-wins as they continue on the road trip and face the Texas Triangle in the Spurs and the Houston Rockets. Now, he finished the game with a double-double tonight, 13 rebounds and 15 points. And as I said, there's no small victories, but they need to get back into that win column. CJ McCollum represents one half of the dynamic backcourt for the Portland Trailblazers, and he knows adjusting their mindset is not only necessary for these remaining games of the season, but as they head into the postseason as well.
CJ, Coach mentioned this might have been a mindset issue. What do you guys need to do to kind of turn around the atmosphere in here?
We just got to get back to the basics. Regardless of how we're shooting, we still got to defend and, stick to our principles. I think our defensive rating wasn't the greatest in the third quarter or the second quarter today, so we got to use that, going forward with the last, 3 or 4 games we have left.
That's been a strength of this team throughout the year, though, is its mental focus and its, ability to be on task. What's happened in the last week?
I think guys were focused. I mean, we worked out yesterday. A lot of guys got shots up yesterday. Approached the game the same way we approach it. The last 76, trying to get a win on the road, knowing that they're going to bring a lot of different guys at us. They're going to play hard, and they hit some shots tonight. They defended well and got a lot of what they wanted, and we didn't force them into, the shots that we wanted them to take tonight.
43s. Is that a good number? Or
yeah, I think they were quality threes. I haven't watched the film yet, but I remember in the first half, it was a lot of great looks. A lot of times they weren't even closing out on guys. So we just got to continue to shoot the ball with confidence. I understand that. There's a reason why we were top 6, top 7 team in three-point percentage, in the season, and it's going to come back around. Just stick to the basics, keep getting reps, and take good shots.
Real Talk Sports got 2 one-on-ones tonight, one with Damian Lillard and one with Al-Farouq Aminu, who is a former Dallas Maverick. You'll hear from Damian about his ankle injury, what he's telling his young players as they head into the postseason, and adjusting the Is this a goal going behind me? Because the Mavs got them buckets tonight. Real Talk Sports got 2 one-on-ones tonight in the visiting locker room with the Portland Trailblazers. The first one is with Damian Lillard, and you'll hear from him about an injury update, what he's telling his young players as they head into the postseason, and adjusting the mindset in the locker room.
Jumped off, I landed on it, all my weight on one foot. After I jumped off one foot, I landed all my weight on it, so I'm just in a vulnerable position. I think I landed on somebody's foot. Couldn't really tell whose it was, but I jumped off my left foot and landed on it with all my weight, and somebody's foot was underneath me. So.
You mentioned a couple of times you guys need to get your refocus and gain that kind of lock-in. Is it as simple as just saying it and doing it and just going out there?
No, I just think we know what goes into us being that team. We just know, and I think we've done it for a long enough period of time to where we've proven that that's who we are. But it's also something to say about sometimes you in the NBA you're gonna go out there and get beat, and you're just not gonna be able to get the job done, and that's no excuse, or that's not letting our team off the hook for our performance. But sometimes it's gonna happen. Sometimes you're going to go out there and you're going to be a little sluggish and a little tired, and your performance is going to look like it. Not to say that that's what was going on with us, but this happens, to the best of the teams. It's about how you respond to it and giving credit to the other team. And they played a hell of a game. We didn't play well enough, and we got to move on to the next game.
And not to jump ahead into postseason, but you've got a couple of rookies and young players on your team. How do you guys get them prepared for the postseason? Because it's a different type of game.
The best way is to let them get in the postseason and play. My first postseason, everybody was like, it's different, it's going to be like this. But there was nothing they could do for me to make me go out there and perform. Once we got out there, I had to play and figure it out. But that's what it's going to take for them. When they see the different style of basketball that it is, we got guys like Zach, who's going to be on the floor. Pat is going to be on the floor. Guys who haven't had a lot of playoff experience, and they're going to have to find their way. Of course, we'll be talking them up and in their ear and in their corner. But they'll figure it out. The best way is to be thrown in the fire.
Anytime we get a former Dallas Maverick that comes back to play against the Mavs, Real Talk Sports always has to do a little bit of catching up. And tonight we caught up with former Dallas Mavs, Al-Farouq Aminu, now with the Portland Trailblazers. And I got a chance to hear from him as a veteran. What is he telling the young players as they look to go into this postseason and how they can adjust the mindset in the locker room?
Coach mentioned tonight might have been a mindset issue. What do you guys need to do to kind of shift the atmosphere back to playing your type of basketball?
This helps. Being a loss, everybody knows what we're trying to fight for, playing good basketball going into the playoffs. So a loss, I think, could wake everybody up, obviously, for sure.
Would you say it gives you guys a chance to kind of get some kinks out of the works before actually going in the postseason?
Yeah, for sure. Like he said, Coach said, just to piggyback off what he was saying, it's just a mentality. We got to make sure that night in and night out, we might not be able to control, the ball going in, this, that, third, like that, but our effort and the communication, different things like that, things that we can control, we have to make sure that we're doing those things.
And you yourself have got 8 years in the league. What do you tell you have a couple of rookies on the team? What do you tell them as they get ready to head into postseason, kind of maintain and get the jitters out?
Just continue to work. It's not really a different game, but it's a different game. Try to tell them to think about their concentration, because I think that's what it ends up becoming in the playoffs, because every possession matters. Your concentration level just has to go up.
Thanks so much for tuning into this edition of Real Talk Sports. As always, I'm your host, Valencia King, and if you want to win tickets for the final game for the Dallas Mavericks season, follow me on all social media sites at I am Valencia King, and you could be our next Real Talk Sports ticket winner. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Valencia King TV. And if I had to tell you one more time to follow Slam Films, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Came through dripping, came through dripping, came through dripping, diamonds on my wrist, they tripping.